Well, fuck!
No, Brad. Your mic, Brad. There you go.
You gotta quit muting me. What's going on, guys and gals? And welcome to Good Reel Hunting. We're out for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's Monday. It's noon. You know what that means? I mean, it's lunch club time, and we're excited to have Chris Snyder on today. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Not bad. How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to make up for amends from last night's show, just because Brad tried to throw me underneath the bus.
What else is new? But anyway, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Marvel shows that they have on Disney Plus right now. We're going to talk some spoilers for WandaVision, and we're going to just kind of touch on the Falcon and Winter Soldier show a little bit. We're not going to spoil anything for that one because it's brand new.
Right.
But we're just kind of excited about it. And obviously, any questions you guys have, we're going to be here to answer those as well. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I just finished up WandaVision last week and started the Winter Soldier show here today. So I'm pretty pumped.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped too, and as we said before, for WandaVision, we are going full spoilers. So if you have not seen this, we do advise you to go on Disney Plus and watch the whole series, and then you can come right back to this episode. But for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you'll be okay because we're only going non-spoilers for that.
Yeah,
got that right. Brett, why don't you get us rolling? Why don't you tell us a little bit about the WandaVision, and we'll go from there.
Well, they like to make fun of a lot of the old classic shows, like from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and all those TV era genres, which I thought was an amazing idea for them to do. Just like knowing, like, let's just be silly at first, and then we'll hit you with some of the hard stuff, which that's what you get for the first two episodes of this series. You're kind of wondering what's going on. They just throw like little little teases at you. And then by the end of the third episode, that's when shit hits the fan, and it's just a fun ride.
Yeah,
got that right. What you think, Chris? Just in a nutshell.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer for WandaVision, I wasn't exactly sure what they were going to do with it. I'm very confused on what's happening here. The style, I don't know if the style is going to work for it. And the first two episodes, there's some funny moments in there, but I wasn't really fully invested in those first two episodes. I mean, it was fun for what it is. And I obviously they did play the tropes of the 50s and 60s sitcoms. You know, they played that very well. I thought that was spot on. But like Brett said, by the end of the third episode, that's when shit starts hitting the fan and you start really getting hooked into it. And as the show goes on, yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show, and I was very pleasantly surprised with how it turned out.
I was too, man. I really was. I was kind of into the first two episodes, honestly, just because it was so unique and fresh for Marvel to be doing something. I didn't know what to expect from it at all, so it was cool. Obviously, those first couple episodes, for those that have seen the show, it's black and white sitcom, style episodes, and it throws a couple shades of more things going on behind the scenes, but you don't. A couple little clues of that, but it doesn't spell it out at any point. And it was kind of just weird, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like what they're doing here. But yeah, let me address the chat a little bit. We got the J-Man in here. He's here for lunchtime. Matt Foshi's in the house. He says, "What's up, good-looking dudes? I put my flannel on for you today, my friend. So that's just for you."
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Crew members in the house, and
nice to see you here, number crew.
Absolutely. And we have Destiny here. So thanks for joining in, guys and gals. We're having fun today, talking about some cool stuff. So thanks for being here. Okay. What's next here on the WandaVision here planned?
Well, from the first episode, we have absolutely no idea what's going on. Like, totally, I would say they were making more fun of the Sabrina. Well, not Sabrina. Bewitch. Yeah, the Bewitch theme of the show first with the first episode, which again I loved it because it fit Wanda's character and all that. It also fit Vision's character, being the dad and all, or the husband and all that. The typical 50s husband.
Yeah.
So I enjoy all that. And then of course we get our slight little peek with like the dinner table scene, like because Vision's boss was coming over because they were having a whole thing of what the heart on the calendar mean. They're like, is it our anniversary? Is it like the day we met? Or so no, we got invited over to Mr. Hearts. Like, so like they brought them over, had all those shenanigans and all that, and then they kind of like, what was it, Chris? Had like a little riffle, kind of like like repeating all that, and Wanda's like, what's going on here? And then that's kind of like, and then it ended that episode with kind of like somebody watching from a TV screen. So I thought that was a good first like ending to that.
Yep, because you're like, oh, okay, something clearly is going on here.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was a good. I like the way they really took their time with kind of digging into it. They didn't just unfold it all in the first episode. They let it breathe a little bit, and I thought that was cool. And I liked. And then obviously a couple episodes down the road, you get Captain Rambo getting introduced to the character here to the show. Obviously from Captain Marvel movie. And she did a pretty good job overall. I thought she was a good character, and it spent some time kind of fleshing out her past too, which was nice. Yeah. Which I kind of like that.
Yeah, like she was a good character. Of course, we get the neighbor of Agnes.
Agnes.
Oh yeah, which she is played by Catherine Hahn.
Yep.
Yeah, which I absolutely loved her character.
She's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad she got to do a role like this because I've seen her in movies like Step Brothers and stuff like that. She always steals the show, and so when she popped up on this show and playing the nosy neighbor, it was such a great role for her to have. I really enjoyed
it seemed like she got her vocals up since Step Brothers too. So I was really happy for her.
Completely flat, yeah.
Yeah, so that's completely flat. I gave you all those classes.
Yeah, that was awesome. She really did knock it out of the park throughout the whole season.
Yeah,
she was fantastic. And then we had some other good characters in here. Obviously, we have director from Josh Stanberg, director whatever his last name was in the show.
Yeah, of like that Swords or
Sword. Director, what was it? Hayward.
That's Hayward. Yeah,
director Hayward.
Yeah, he was a decent character. I mean, he went a little bit off the deep end there towards the end, to say the least, and kind of went from being I don't know. I don't know. This show did some pretty interesting things with the way you look at good guys and bad guys, I think.
Yeah.
Which obviously kind of made Wanda out to be the bad guy there for a little bit. And then as things kind of unfold, you see there's a little bit more to it than that.
Right.
Yeah, which pretty much the gist of what Wanda's going through is just mourning for the death of Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's obviously, I mean, she's played victim here too, which we find out later towards the end of the season to Catherine Hahn's character. As well, which is interesting. It's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, and then we went to like the next episode, which is like they do like the episode 2 is when they do the whole big talent show, and with the gum getting stuck in Vision, and now he acts like completely drunk, which I thought it was freaking hilarious. Look him in the machine get drunk, just put a piece of gum down there and just mess up his circuits.
Exactly. Yeah, we never seen. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say we haven't seen that side of Vision yet, like his more comedic side. Because in the movies, he's always played as more serious stuff like that. He doesn't really have too big of a sense of humor. He'll crack a joke once in a while, but this show really allowed him to go full all out with Paul Bettany's comedic timing and stuff like that. He nailed it, absolutely nailed it. So I was very happy about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that. Like that's great. I mean, of course, we get another tease with like the radio chattering, going, Wanda, can you hear me? And Wanda's like,
yeah,
what's going on here? And then that was like our next big hint of like something's fishy's happening. And then they do the talent show, and then they also realize that Wanda got pregnant all of a sudden. So, and then that's where we lead to episode 3 with her freaking maternity just like increasing like by the seconds. So, like it was like crazy time. And then she had the twins in the 3rd episode, and then that's when Monica like was trying to like blend in, like try to like be all sneaky, but Wanda wasn't having it. Going, wait a minute, how do you know my brother Pedro and Ultron and
You're
all
not
that.
from
And that's
here. Mhm.
and that was like, oh shit. And Monica's like, yeah, I'm screwed here. Wanda, listen to me. And then Wanda shoots her out of the world.
Yeah,
And
literally
again, that's just when
broke
shit
four
hits the
walls.
fan.
Yeah, broke the fourth wall for sure.
Yeah, that was cool. Chase Mosher's in the house, guys.
What's up, Chase?
What's going on, Chase?
What's going on, my friend?
We're just having a little lunch and talking some WandaVision spoilers.
Heck yes. So I think kind of after that point, we kind of got introduced to Jimmy Woo again from Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Jimmy Woo.
Agent Woo and Darcy Lewis's character. Oh, I'm sorry, her name was Darcy Lewis. Kat Dennings' character.
yeah.
Yeah, when she came back from the Thor series.
Mhm.
Right. Was she in the first one?
Yeah, she was in the first two.
Okay, I haven't seen the second one still, but
Well, that's
You're not
probably a
missing
good
much.
thing.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
missing out that much on that one.
but yeah, so I guess it was cool then to see her come back and reprise her role. Did you all like her character? I thought she was a little bit extra at times, but she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little extra, but I still enjoy her. Like Darcy brings like the comedic side to the whole episode. I feel like that's why she was included.
Yeah. In the first Thor movie, I really enjoyed her character. I enjoyed that she was like the one of the comic reliefs of the first Thor movie. The second one, I felt it was a little too much. Like I feel like they could have dialed that back on Thor: The Dark World a little bit. But when she comes in here, again, she's still making jokes, but they give her more to do. You know,
Mhm.
because she's been gone from the Marvel Cinematic Universe for so long that it was good to catch up with her, find out what she's been up to, how she's got like this like degree and stuff now. Like she really went to college and studied all this stuff. She's
Right.
not just the intern anymore. So yeah, I like the character progression in Darcy's character.
Yeah, and did it mention like I can't remember? Did it mention like she was part of the blip or
I don't remember if they
because
said.
I would think that would be a no, especially like you say, like her getting her degrees and all that. I would
Mhm.
say she was not part of the blip.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Bert. Yeah, I liked her overall. I mean, she did a pretty good job of bringing in some comedy here and there, but at times her jokes were just over the top, a little bit extra for me.
Mhm.
At times she got a little annoying for me, but overall she was good. I did like Jimmy Woo. I thought he was pretty good. I liked his
Yeah,
I liked his character. He was great in Ant-Man, and he had some good moments here too.
Yeah.
And him and Kat and Darcy, rather, they had some pretty good chemistry and some good moments together.
Yeah,
too.
they worked together really well, I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they did. And then pretty much like what all episode 4 was about is just introducing those characters of Darcy
Yes.
and Agent Woo and
Mhm.
Director Hayward, and just explain what's going on the outside of whatever
Yes.
is going on the inside, which that was much needed after how the third episode
Mhm.
ended. And just to finally say, hey, this is what the show's really about, and
Yep.
this is what you can expect from here on out.
Yeah. This is what's happening here. Yeah, I love that episode. That was the one where I was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, it's like that was pretty much perfectly said, Chris. That's the episode. Hey, we're fully invested now.
Yep.
You have us until the finale.
Mm-hmm.
100%, and that's kind of where we start to get the backstory and stuff for Monica Rambeau, and we see how she blipped away and her mom passed away, I guess, while she was gone.
Yeah,
and
3 years after the blip.
yeah, so that was cool. That was a good way to kind of build up her character and just kind of make you care a little bit more about her and stuff, and just kind of flesh her out a little bit more after Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and I love that cold open where everybody's coming back from the blip, and it shows it like they're in the, and it's just total chaos. Because in Spider-Man: Far From Home, they kind of do like a short little tidbit of that where people just come back into school, but it's kind of used for comedic relief. It's used for a joke. Here, it's taken completely seriously. It shows that the world's in total chaos. Everybody's coming back, and I really love that cold open.
I did too at the hospital there.
Yeah,
that was good. Pure chaos. I really enjoyed that as well. That was cool. Just to see more. Sorry, Bert. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Like, you know us, like we're just trying to figure out our stuff. But no, like as you all said, like the hospital scene was great, and Chris brought up the best. We did see the comedic side of it, but we wanted to see a serious side to it, and that's what the WandaVision episode brought to it. It's just a more serious side of it. Like, hey, this is not a joke. Like, this is a scary thing to come back after being gone for 5 years. And Monica sold it excellently.
Yeah.
Like, well, what are you talking about? I've been gone for 5 years. I remember just being here like, what, like
My
30
mom was
minutes
just
ago.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like bring more detail exactly on what the blip was, even though just for me, I hate the word blip. I'd rather just call it the snap.
The snap. Yeah, I just always call it the snap too.
Yeah, I just call it because it just sounds more intimidating that way. If in the blip, that just sounds like a comedy act. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I prefer that too, Brett. Jason's in the house here from Sinister Cinema. He says he needs this stream. He can talk MCU all day. So can the Birdman, and that's.
Oh yeah.
We haven't done a lot of Marvel yet, but I know Brett likes to talk some Marvel, so I wanted to kind of pepper this in today's show.
Yeah, like Captain America, I can do this all day. So the next time we're doing Marvel talk, like on the Lunch Club or anything, Jason, we'll easily bring you on for that.
Absolutely. Garrett's in here. We also got Flamethrower Fluff is in here.
What's up, Chris?
The best name on YouTube.
So what's going on, guys? It's good to see you.
What's going on, guys? And then what? I'm trying to remember what episode 5 was. That wasn't the Halloween episode? That was episode 6, I think.
Yeah, episode 5 was.
Oh, that was like like getting to know the children.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah, that was the one where the children kept aging and growing up.
Yeah, the children keep aging, and then Vision's starting to trying to figure out what's actually going on here. Like Wanda's hiding something, and he's trying to get information out of her.
Yeah.
And then that's like at the end of episode 5, we get like the biggest holy shit moment out of the entire show. And that's when we get freaking Quicksilver, not the one from the MCU, but the one from X-Men.
Yeah.
And that was a huge holy shit moment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Pietro. Evan Peters, dude. He shows up, and that was pretty big. What do you think about that one, Chris?
I never expected that one. I was like, okay, I'm sure there'll be a cameo or two by a couple different characters. Yeah, we'll probably get Quicksilver at some point popping up. Never expected Evan Peters as Quicksilver at all. That completely caught me off guard. Total shock, and I was just like, I need the next episode now. I can't wait a week on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Like, that was a real dick move by Marvel to put that the very last second.
Yeah, Sinister says Ralph Boner.
Yeah,
That's his name.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, Ralph. And then, he also brings up a good point too. Let me highlight it here. The snap is when everyone disappears. You need another name if you don't like the blip. The blip works for me because everyone blips back into existence. You know, that's a really good point that I really never thought about.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, so like you could actually probably do like 2 things. You can have the snap, and then just what everybody's known is the blip. So you know, I could accept that, but like still for me, I just rather it called the snap. But you know, I actually understand that a lot better now.
It's a great point, Jason, for sure.
I don't know. I feel like the name the blip was made up by a high school student in Attack of the Clones. What the hell? In
Far From Home.
In Far From Home. Yeah, I don't know. That's just the way. I don't know. But either way,
Attack of the Clones was far from home in a galaxy far, far away. Like,
oh my gosh. But yeah, Pietro shows up, and then we get that Halloween episode, which is a good episode. I thought that's when that's also when Vision starts to kind of figure out what's going on a little bit too, which was cool.
Yeah, and get dressed up in the whole classic Scarlet Witch wardrobe and the Vision wardrobe, which I absolutely loved it. I thought that was absolutely hilarious because I always wondered, like. I'm glad Marvel didn't go to that to that outfit route just because it looks so damn tacky. But they actually used it effectively, like making fun of themselves. So I thought that was one of the funniest things of the whole.
I agree. This was the perfect platform to bring those costumes in for an episode. Absolutely. The Halloween episode is actually probably still my favorite episode. It's just so much fun. I like that, it was basically taking place off of Malcolm in the Middle and the early 2000 shows, because that was like the era I grew up in, so that was very nostalgic for me. I love the whole Halloween theme of it. You get to see a little bit more Pietro in there as like the Uncle Jesse type character, the fun uncle. There's stir up trouble, and I really enjoyed that episode a lot.
Yeah, but as you said, and then what was the hidden joke in that episode that you saw, Chris, or that you told me about, Chris?
It was the kick-ass joke.
Oh yeah, the Kick-Ass show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
And,
awesome.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but yeah, there was a kick-ass joke in there for sure.
Kick-Ass reference, and then that's when I'm trying to remember what happened like towards the end. Oh yeah, Vision again knows what's going on because like in the earlier episodes, it's where Wanda leaves her little bubble and just to pretty much tell them, I just want to be left alone, and this is your final warning. Leave me alone, or else. And then that's when she goes back in, and then Vision discovers that outer bubble like between the two realms. And then when he was leaving, he was slowly dying. And then Wanda figured out what was going on just because her youngest, the second son, knows kind of like, what's his power? Like the best way to describe it, like he foresees things or just sees things as they're happening.
I think he could just, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sixth sense type thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the other son is super speed as well. The same as Pedro's powers.
Chip off the old Maximoff block. High five.
And then we get that, and then the second son's like, "Mom, Daddy's dying," and then she expands the bubble.
Oh man!
And that was a big holy crap moment.
Those eyes go red, and you're like, "Oh, she's pissed. This isn't good."
Yeah, like this is not going to end well for anybody. And then that's how we ended the Halloween episode, which I thought was a great ending to that one.
Yeah, and we haven't really talked about the commercials that they have.
Oh, the Hydra commercials.
That commercial in the Halloween episode, that got really dark. Because, it starts off as like one of those old school, like Go-Gurt commercials or something like that. There's a kid on the island.
Or get your Hydra.
Shark comes up, like, hey, check this out. And then, like, it just starts dying and decaying. It's like, whoa, this is going dark. But, yeah.
Absolutely. Get your Hydra toaster.
At least we get the free toaster.
At least we get the free toaster.
No, those commercials.
You gotta get a deposit.
Those commercials were excellent though, and it reminded me of RoboCop. The freaking the commercials they threw in for that. Just the Yeah, that
just
was
to break
awesome.
the tension of the episode.
Break the tension. Throw in a little bit of just I really enjoyed those two. It really did remind me of those. And that's I love that.
And that's when we get that Halloween episode. And then the next episode is episode 7. Because there's 9 episodes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say there's 9 episodes. And then the 7th episode is kind of like the aftermath after Wanda expands the bubble. Like we get a whole new part of the neighborhood with the whole big circus thing. And that's when they ask Vision, "Are you part of the new circus act?"
Darcy's in the hex now, and yep.
Yeah, a big thing we forgot to explain. All the citizens in this like inner bubble are being controlled by Wanda.
Yeah,
like she's messing with their minds, and at one point, Vision kind of learned it and brought his friends out of snap out of it. And it's like it hurts when she controls us like this. You gotta get us out of here. You gotta save us. Like they're in pain when Wanda is like controlling all of them, and that's what's going on that part. And then and that's when Vision brings Darcy back, and then they try to plot, and then that's when Darcy's telling Vision exactly what's going on. And I thought their interactions between each other was great.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. I love seeing those two together on the screen going back and forth, and Darcy's like catching Vision up, like this is what happened to you, and all stuff like that, and. He's like, wait a minute, I died, and then I came back and died again, and all this stuff. And it was a nice little dynamic between the two of them, for sure.
I like when they were riding around on the ice cream truck there, or whatever it was. And they keep getting stopped at traffic lights, and then people freaking stopping the traffic and stuff whenever Wanda's trying to slow them down.
And they're just sitting there, and then Vision's like, wait a minute, I can fly.
It's like, I'm out here. And then that's when they start doing the Modern Family skit, like the very last thing they make fun of.
Yep.
Because they did the whole Wanda being Phil Dunphy and all that.
Yeah. That one was 2010's era with like Modern Family and stuff like that. And at that point, you're kind of like, wait, there's still a couple episodes left. Are they sticking with this era, or are they going to go in a different direction? Like, what's the next couple episodes going to be? So I thought that was very interesting.
And when
Yeah.
Vision was giving his little monologue there, he's talking to the camera one. He's like, "What are they doing here?"
Yeah, but like making fun of the whole like trope of all those shows. Like, what's this doing here? Like, oh, like that's great. And of course, the end of that one is where we finally learned that Agnes is not who she seems. And that was another like for me, because I don't know much about Scarlet Witch's enemies that much.
It was Agatha all along. That song's great.
And then that's where I realized that Agnes is evil, and that she's been studying Wanda about how she's doing all of the powers and all that, because she's trying to learn.
Yeah. I don't know too much about Agatha Harkness from the comic books. I know she's not typically a big part, like a big role. She's not even really a big villain. She just kind of pops up here and there. She deals with the Fantastic Four a bit. So, yeah, I don't know too much about her character, but yeah, that was a nice little twist as well. But see, I kind of knew something was up with Agnes anyway, and I was like, wait a minute. From the start, like, she's already like, okay, something's off about her. Not quite sure exactly what's going on. And then, but Agatha Harkness, it's in the name, Agnes. I got Ag and then this. So, right. So, I mean, it's all been there the whole time. But yeah, it was a nice little twist. That song, when everything's revealed, is genius. And then she goes, and I killed Sparky too. I'm like, you bitch.
Yeah, you bastard.
Yeah, that was a freaking crazy way to end it with the song playing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's address some of the chat real quick. Let's see here. We got Robin just stopping in real quick, saying hi. See you all tonight. Yeah, we do got 2 shows tonight. That'll be very fun. We got 2 different watch parties. And then Jason says, God, the amount of Easter eggs I noticed and theories I came up with watching this fucking show. My buddy and I would discuss a 30-minute episode for 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. I was discussing it with a few people as well, and there was some stuff I was right on, and there was a lot I was like, okay, I was dead wrong. I was definitely dead wrong on a lot of things. It's fun speculating about this stuff.
Oh, yeah, and that's what Marvel wants you to do, too. And then he also says, I called the opening of episode 8 right out at the end of episode 7. I was like, they'll start in Salem during the witch trials, and I did the same with Endgame's opening. I'm good at guessing opening. Yeah, and Chris is good as well, just because I saw your damn memory post about how Endgame was opening up. And I'm
from
like,
a couple years ago,
damn, dude, you're spot on.
Yeah,
that was good. I saw that too. Gareth says, does the series have rewatch value the films have?
I haven't gone back and rewatched it yet, so I'm not 100% sure.
I guess that just really depends if you like the older like genres of like the whole TV shows and how they're making fun of them and all that. And if you just enjoyed the characters, like I love the characters, but I probably don't love them enough where I just need to always go revisit this series.
Yeah, I think there's enough there to where you could still enjoy it on a rewatch, even knowing all the twists and where everything goes and stuff like that. But I haven't gone back and watched it.
I haven't either. I think that's kind of the same way I feel about it. It's obviously it's longer, so it's harder to rewatch it anyway. But then with the movies, there's a lot of action and stuff in the movies, whereas there's action here and there, but it's more about the story and the mystery that unfolds and kind of figuring out more pieces as the show goes on. Yeah. So for that, I would probably say the movies definitely still have way more rewatchability.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say let's go ahead and just knock the last 2 episodes out of the way here, which episode 8 was pretty much all about knowing the kind of like the backstory of Agnes. And I thought all of that was great. As Jason already said, is that that it started at Salem and just the whole backstory about she's very powerful and all that, like too powerful. They were trying to get rid of her or control her. And no, she wasn't having that. She's been around for ages. And then she thinks that Wanda is the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
Which that was huge because that was the first time ever that the name Scarlet Witch got brought up in the whole MCU.
Yeah, she hadn't got her code name yet. So when that name got dropped, it's like, oh, okay, now they're starting to bring that
embrace it, yeah.
Yep.
And then Agnes is trying to get all this information. Like, how are you doing this?
Mhm.
And then that's when she makes Wanda relive like her past, which
Yeah.
I thought that all that was a nice touch. And we got to see the actual like bond like between her and her brother, like what
Yeah.
happened before it, what happened during it. Because we only got a snippet of it in Age of Ultron, so I actually
Mhm.
loved that scene.
Yeah, it's only talked about really in Age of Ultron. So when they went back and did it here, they stayed true to what was said in Age of Ultron, because that whole like if you go back and watch, like, oh yeah, that is exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was great that they kept up the continuity on that for sure.
And you also got that moment there where Wanda was watching the old sitcoms over and over
Yeah.
again, just kind of getting her motivation for how she's
Like,
gonna.
oh,
Exactly.
that's why she's doing it this way. Yeah, for sure.
Brings her back to a place of
Exactly.
comfort.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it makes
Yeah,
complete sense too.
Yeah, it's like we got that, and then we get towards the end of the episode, like after all that's explained, and then that's when Agnes and Wanda start their big fight,
Yeah.
and then we finally see what Director Hayward is up to in creating another vision to go destroy Wanda.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was cool, and of course I had my whole theory that that the two visions will combine together, and that's how they'll bring Vision back. But unfortunately, it didn't play out that way. But it was still fun to see that interaction of two visions fight each other.
Yeah, for sure. And there was a little fight, but mostly it was just them talking back and forth, which is such a Vision thing to do. Because Vision's not really into too many fighting stuff that much. I mean, he will fight if he has to, but he's a very intellectual character. He just likes to talk things out.
Yeah, and that's just the secret to finding. Like winning a battle, she's just gotta talk it out. Like,
and I love that. I'm like, yeah, this is so Vision.
And then, and during this episode 8 too, we also had we learned that Monica went back into that dimension, but this time when she went back, like not being as protected, she's got gained these new powers.
Yep.
We don't know exactly what they are quite yet. They just gave us a little tease that hey, she's got powers now, and that she can hold her own against against some people. And then of course her and Pedro's interactions with each other. That's when we get the Ralph reveal. That's who he actually is. He's not Pedro at all.
Yeah, which the Ralph thing was really starting to get on my nerves towards the last couple episodes. It's like, okay, Ralph keeps getting. Who is Ralph? Where is Ralph?
It's Ralph Boner, dude.
Yeah, I know. And then when they finally I'm like, that's Ralph. Okay.
Yeah, that is a little disappointing.
Yeah, but that was my own fault. I was thinking, I'm like, okay, this Ralph guy has got to be something big because he keeps getting mentioned. I don't know who this guy is, but.
Yeah, we get that, and we're back to Wanda and Agnes fighting each other, and Agnes trying to play mind games with Wanda, and just mind controlling all the citizens, and the citizens are just swarming Wanda, like, let us go, help us. Why would you do this and all that? And all that was cool. And then that's when Wanda embraces the Scarlet Witch, and then beats Agnes, and by beats her meaning she didn't kill her or anything. She actually made her an actual mindless slave, or not a slave, but just kind of like how the citizens were. Just it's but you're gonna need me, and
I know where to find
was
you.
I know where to find you. So.
I love that.
I thought that was a perfect crime to fit the punishment. So
yep, I agree.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
good
that was
way to freaking.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything really to say.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm letting the two Marvel guys, the Marvel minds over here, freaking.
I was gonna say that finale was pretty crazy, and we didn't really talk about this from the last episode when they were going through Wanda's memories and stuff like that. We got that little tease of what reminds me of the Dark Phoenix from X-Men, but it's the Scarlet Witch is not just a name; it's this whole
entity.
Yes, exactly, and that kind of comes into play in the finale as well, which I thought was really cool and creative. I'm like, oh, this is how she gets the title Scarlet Witch. It's not just a code name that Tony Stark would have given her or something like that. Yeah. Which I thought was a very interesting way to do it. So we're gonna have to see where it plays out and Doctor Strange and all everything else that she's gonna do going forward. Very curious about that.
Yeah, then from episode A2, like towards the end of the visions and all that, we discovered that after Wanda got to actually see Vision and all that, and just to proclaim that he is actually dead and there's no way to bring him back, she got like this address, like to this like empty like land and all that, and that's where she learned that Vision had a plan for them to live in that house and to live the happily ever after and all that. And that's where all of her emotions came out and her powers got out of control. And that's how the whole reality got created. So it was a very emotional scene.
Which I thought was a very interesting twist as well, that she didn't actually steal Vision's body like we all assumed and stuff like that. Like it was shown earlier in the season. When they showed that and she just walks away without it, it's like, wait a minute, she doesn't get the body? And then, I thought that was a nice twist. That was something else I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah. Like all that was like emotional and like it's good storytelling and good like character development too that we feel for Wanda. And then we get towards the end of the finale where Wanda knows what she has to do. She has to quit all of it. And then she says, it was an honor to be your mother, like to the two kids and all that. But yeah, that was damn emotional. And then her and Vision had like one last goodbye, or just Vision's going, we'll see each other again, I promise. And then that's when Wanda is like heads off and all that, and just everybody goes their separate ways. And that's WandaVision.
Yeah. It was a good ending, man.
Yeah, but of course we get the little. It's Marvel, so of course we get something at the end of the credits and all that. And that's where we get Monica. We get the Skrulls back.
She's going to space.
Yeah, we'll get her powers more explained. I bet you in Captain Marvel 2.
Yep.
I bet that's the way they're going to do. Like she being the sidekick to Captain Marvel, and then the last little bit was we seeing Wanda do like a little Doctor Strange mode where she's kind of like got this like doppelganger of like Wanda, just living a simple life, and then the Scarlet Witch in the room, just learning all these spells. And I was actually thinking maybe she's trying to learn the spell to bring back Vision.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I was honestly a little confused by that second little credits scene. I wasn't exactly 100% sure what's going on there. I mean, I got a couple theories, maybe, but like, I'm not 100% sure on what was going on there.
Yeah, Brad, do you have any idea what's going on there?
I mean, no, I think she's influencing the midichlorians to cheat death there at that point for Vision.
Yeah.
Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding.
And yeah, Jason brought this up in the chat. He says we'll see Monica in Secret Wars. Yeah, don't forget Nick Fury's in space too right now, and that's what they were talking about. I'm assuming that's who she was talking about. It's like, oh, we have an old friend who wants to see you. He's up there. It's like, oh yeah, Nick Fury's in space. He's getting a show with the Skrulls, so I expect that she's going to play a big part in that as well.
Yeah, and Jason brought it up too that she probably be in the Secret Wars. That's a very good point too.
Yep.
Because that's a whole Skrull Disney Plus series.
Yep.
And I also like his theory too about the Wanda extra credit scene. I think the Darkhold was stolen from the Comatage library in Doctor Strange. Great point, because I totally forgot about that library. Those were stored in the Hexagon housing. That will play into Doctor Strange. Yeah, absolutely it will. That's like the best theory I've heard about that yet.
Yep. I'm with you on that one.
But
that sounds exciting.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, WandaVision was a very fun time. I would actually give it an A-. If like I'm doing it that way. Like I would give it a 4 out of 5 for that show.
Yeah, I would too. Like I said, the first couple episodes, it's got its moments, but I wasn't that invested in like the first 2 or 3 episodes. But after that point, when you find out exactly what's going on, it does get a lot better. And I said, going back and rewatching it now, knowing what's going on and where it goes, I'll probably enjoy those first 2 episodes this time around a lot more. So yeah, I would give this a 4 out of 5 as well.
Brad?
I would as well. Yeah, obviously, these 2 individuals know a lot more about the Marvel stuff than I do, but I'm a casual fan, and I watch it for what I don't know anything going on beyond what's going on really beyond the series, but I had a really good time with it. That being said, and I would still give it a 4. I really had fun, and I liked all these characters. Elizabeth Olsen was fantastic, as was everybody else, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the little time we have left, let's quickly knock over the non-spoiler talk for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. My first thoughts on it, like they begin with a nice little action scene, and then afterwards they just go into a little detail about what Falcon and the Winter Soldier are up to. And that's pretty much all I'll just leave at that at this point. It was a good first episode to a series for a 4-part series.
Yeah,
I agree, man. I like I said, I watched that this morning and I thought it was great. I really like the just the way the characters are fleshed out again. More so, kind of like in WandaVision, the same. You get more of these characters and kind of see what they're actually doing, and get to see some people they know and kind of what's going on. And I think it's going to be really cool to see their stories kind of intermingle throughout here.
Yeah, I agree. It was a solid first episode on that one. This is the show that I was most excited about, was Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just love those two characters together. I love the whole spy espionage tone of, what they're doing with it. Very similar to like Winter Soldier and Civil War and stuff like that. So I was very excited for this. This first episode did not disappoint. Like I said, that action scene was a great way to kickstart this episode. I really enjoyed where the characters are now, because it has been a little bit since we last seen them in the end of Endgame. It's like, where do they go from there? And I like where they were at this point. Like I said,
like their backstories are just freaking excellent.
Yeah, I'm trying not to go into any spoiler territory, but
it's really hard. Like, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
But it started off differently than I was expecting it to. That's all I'll say. And it was a good thing, because it turned out very, very well. Yes, you do get a couple recognizable faces that pop up in this first episode, which tells me if they're doing this for episode 1, imagine what surprise they're going to have in store for the rest of the season. So I'm very excited about that.
I tell you what I liked is the opening. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's an action sequence in there, and the effects, the way it's shot, the effects is fantastic. Dude. It looks so damn good for a TV show. Again, we're going to that TV show thing. Like, it looks damn good. And again, I loved Bucky in this, and I loved Falcon as well. Both of them, they're going to have no issues carrying this thing for however long they want to do it. I mean, they're both fantastic.
I think this one's 6 episodes. Jason probably knows me in the chat, correct?
I thought it was 4, but
I think it's 6 episodes.
Okay, see, that makes me more excited.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm going to address this real quick. That was not a little action sequence, Brett. That was on another, on any level of the MCU. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm not trying to, like, one of the things with me, I like to oversell sometimes, so I'm not trying to oversell anything. But yeah, you know what? I'll just throw it out there. It was
just a little scene.
It was a big damn action scene. Like, it was shot great. You could tell that it gave them plenty of budget to do crazy stuff with it, and I thought it was really damn good, entertaining. And if you do it with the Falcon, it's going to be cool.
It looked damn good, man, and there was some good choreography throughout the whole season, the whole episode. Not just in that, but the other stuff that happens later on. I thought that was, it's exciting when they do a lot of that. There was a lot of action in this episode. Kind of differentiating from the WandaVision story there a little bit, and it pays off. It looks good, and it's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to seeing some Duke sessions down the road.
Me too. And if I didn't know any better, I would say this has the Russos all over it. It feels very much like Captain America: Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Exactly, because I just thought of that.
It, like, that tone, like, it's very much like that. So if I didn't know any better, I was like, oh, the Russos are doing this, but no, they're not. So I'm sure they have some hand in it, but
it got kind of dark at times too. This episode did. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it really is. Let's get to these last couple of comments, and then we'll close out for this lunch, and we'll go over what Chris has going on his channel. Jason says she's trying to find out how to bring back her kids back at the end. You can hear the kids screaming in there. Maybe she's going to go into the multiverse to try to get Wiccan and Speed back. Yeah,
Ooh,
that's a very good possibility.
So yeah, the kids were screaming, so I knew they had something to do with it. Like, oh, she was trying to do something with their kids, but like I wasn't entirely sure on what exactly was happening there.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have like a definitive prediction on that. It's like, well, it could be a few different things.
Yeah, and that's why like I'm excited for Doctor Strange too, because that's going to be a very important movie. That and the new the third Spider-Man movie are like going to be two very important movies for the MCU because they're going to set up the tone of what the next phase is going to be about. Video Tasty that is the next phase of Marvel films going to lose the mass audience it had now that the most recognizable characters are gone. Like it'll hurt a little bit, but I think you got like Jason actually brought up here. I'll just kind of combine the both together.
I was gonna, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Brad.
Well, I was just gonna go back to the question: is I think what they're doing right now is genius, because right when you're starting to you get that fatigue. A lot of people are getting the fatigue from the movies. So many movies coming out all the time. They're taking a chance now to slow things down a little bit and really get to know some of these smaller characters so they can carry the franchise going forward. Yes. So I think that's awesome, and they're doing this very smart, very smart.
I agree. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe is very episodic anyway. Like even with the movies, like it feels like a TV series, because it's very much like a comic book. You have all these big adventures, and then you have the smaller side adventures with all these characters. And no, I don't think it's going to lose the mass audience, because the thing about them introducing all these new characters that they're introducing is they're going to make you fall in love with these new characters too. They're going to find a way to get you guys invested in all these new characters so you follow them for the next few years or whatever. So no, I don't think they're going to lose a big part of their audience.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the major advantage of Marvel having Disney Plus is so that they can tell those small little stories without forcing it in the theaters and all that, which I thought that was great. Right. And then that's when Jason brought up too that the best thing that the MCU is exploring right now is the effects of the blip, which exactly that's like we can actually tell another whole other story about the aftermath of Endgame, which that's to me be very interesting, seeing how each and every single Marvel character is dealing with those effects. So I think Marvel is in a great position right now to tell an excellent story with the smaller characters.
I agree.
Yeah. And then he says, we're getting 10 MCU properties this year. We'll see about fatigue and the casuals. I'll never get fatigue. What I think is fantastic.
Neither.
What I think is good, though, is they're doing good things to combat that by doing these shows. They're doing things differently. They're not continuing. We still have some movies coming out. We got a couple things coming out, but they're doing these. They're taking a different approach at this point, and they're going smaller scale. They're going back to kind of the roots of smaller scale stories, which got us into the MCU to begin with. And then it's all going to kind of come full circle again down the road once things grow. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, that's WandaVision spoiler talks and the non-spoiler talks for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We highly suggest both of these shows. They are a really good time, especially the Falcon and the Winter Soldier just being brand new. The only part I kind of don't like about like the timing of this coming out is because this coming Friday is when they're going to do the Mighty Ducks Disney Plus series. So they're going to have a little competition. But, I don't care. I'm still going to watch the Marvel stuff first anyway. So to wrap things up real quick, Chris, what do you have going on for your channel?
Well, tonight we got our new episode of Creeping It Real. We're going to be just doing a casual, simple watch along. We're going to be doing The Collector, the first one. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. So Tuesday, me and the Burt Man up there, we're gonna do a spoiler discussion for the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. I know you guys did one with the Beers and the Bros last night, but I have a lot to say about it as well. So we're gonna do that on Tuesday night, and then on Sunday I'll see you boys again for Spider-Man 3 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Sunday night.
The food of the week for Sunday is going to be omelets, by the way.
Omelets?
And do the twist.
And then Hannibal on Sunday night. So,
awesome.
let's look forward to it.
Yeah, very awesome, dude. We're so looking forward to it. You're doing you and Destiny and Chad are just doing great things on the channel right now. You're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. You're at 917 from what I checked. So we're so proud of you for all your all's hard work. It does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate you being here. And here in a couple of minutes, or like the next 30 minutes, me and Brad will get our Rambo 3 review out there for you all to enjoy. If you have not seen Jason Knight's review of Rambo 3, be sure to go over to his channel as well. I'm about to lose oxygen from talking too much. So, Brad, is there anything I'm forgetting real quick? We do got Real Men tonight at 9:00 on the J-Man's channel, as we'll be watching Basic Instinct. It'll be me and Brad's first time watches.
Woo! Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and yeah, I think it'll be a fun week. Wednesday we do have that Slash It Out with Chris again, so he's gonna be there.
Oh yeah,
Lecter versus Saul.
We're going to definitely be playing a game on that day. So
yes, we will.
Absolutely.
So, guys, make your choices, and we appreciate everybody being here for your all's lunches. I know y'all got to go back and clock in, so we will see you next Monday for the Lunch Club. And, Chris, thank you for being a part of our show today, and we will see you guys soon.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You're
Thanks
so
for being
welcome.
here.